All right, welcome back to the Leadership Help Desk, where we're talking about small business marketing and looking over just everything small business, trying to help you become more successful if this is the route you're going to go in the future. Now, our concept for today is break-even quantity. That's a quantity. Our break-even quantity. How much we have to sell in order to break even, factoring in all of our costs. Now, if you've seen the previous videos, they're in the playlist. You need to go check those out on target costing and value analysis and things like that. It's not that complicated, but it makes a lot of sense. So with break-even quantity, we have this formula. And as strange as it sounds, and as much as I've analyzed businesses and ideas and gone into dreamland and said, you know, what if I opened a plant nursery? What if I sold snowballs in July? When it came to teach this stuff, this little formula was so intimidating to me, and I would assume it's going to be intimidating to you, but I'm going to try to make it simple. Our break-even quantity is found by dividing our fixed cost by price minus our variable cost. Hang with me. I know you just went, oh, I hate math and all of that. But this is extremely important if you're going to have a business with a fixed cost. You have got to see this. You've got to see this. And I see people, students who, you know, they're kind of blown away when they think about this. They think their business idea is so great and, you know, it's going to be a wild success, only until they look at break-even quantity. So let's make this simple, real simple. Fixed costs. Fixed costs are fixed. They do not change with volume produced or sold. So our examples of fixed cost would be rent. Rent is $500 a month, whether or not, we're going to use ice cream again if you don't mind. Ice cream. Your rent is $500 and it has to be paid every month. It does not change. If you sell one ice cream cone or you sell 10,000, your rent is still $500 per month. That is fixed. Labor, if you're a good person, or try to be, you're going to see how difficult it is for business owners out there, especially right now. But let's just say your labor was $1,000 a month. You know, you're not, you hire somebody. I know that number's, you know, I'm just using it as an example. Your labor is $1,000 a month. Now, if you have, it depends on your employee. If your employee kind of just wants a part-time job, they don't really need the money. It's just for, you know, buying clothes or something like that. Maybe they're a mom that needs to get out of the house while the kids are at school. You know, you might be able to say, hey, it's raining today. We all know that when it rains today, we don't sell anything. So you can go home. But normally, people depend on that 40 hours or whatever a week, and they depend on their salary, and we can't just let them go during the afternoon if sales are down or there's a snowstorm, right? So they need it, and we need to offer them a consistent salary that they can depend on, right? So, in my view, if you're starting a small business, you need to kind of think like you would think, hey, if at all possible, this labor is a fixed cost. We can't be sending them home every day, because then they don't make enough money to support themselves. Okay, so rent, $500 a month, does not change. Labor, $1,000 a month, does not change. Our electric bill, if we've got ice cream and freezers, we got to keep the electricity on. So the majority of electricity is going to be consistent across the month, and we cannot turn off the freezers, we cannot turn off the fridge, whatnot. So that's a fixed cost of $300 per month. And I'll, just to even it up, I'll put etc. because there's always an etc. of $200 a month, which gives us a total fixed cost of $2,000 a month that we have to pay regardless of how many ice cream cones we sell. So that is a fixed cost, and we have to deal with that. Now, our variable costs are, to make it simple, our cone for our ice cream cone is 25 cents. The ice cream is 50 cents, and we get a nice fancy napkin for 5 cents. So our total variable cost is 80 cents per ice cream cone. If you do not sell, the reason it's variable is because it depends on how much you sell or how much you make. So if you do not sell any ice cream cones, you still have that cone, you're not out anything. You still have the ice cream, you're not out anything. You still have the napkin, you're not out anything, and you didn't sell anything, so there's no price involved, right? So these are variable costs. They vary with how much is sold. So when we total up these simple variable costs, we get a total of 80 cents in variable costs. And we're going to put, for this example, a price of $1.50 on the ice cream cone. So if we go to our formula here, which is our fixed cost, $2,000, divided by price minus variable cost, our $1.50 that we make, I don't know why it's so difficult, minus our 80 cents variable cost, we get a very big number. So anyway, to make this easy, we have to pay the $2,000. Now for every ice cream cone we sell, we're going to get $1.50, but we had to spend 80 cents to get that. So we're only going to make 70 cents per ice cream cone. So we have $2,000 divided by the 70 cents profit margin that we get per ice cream cone. So we got to cover this $2,000, and we get, we spend 80 cents, we get $1.50, we're left over with 70 cents. So we have to find out how many ice cream cones we have to sell to cover our fixed cost. Once our fixed costs are covered, then we start making money. And when we divide $2,000 divided by 70 cents, you're not going to believe this. 2,858 cones to break even for the month. Now, if you divide that by, say, you're open 28 days a month, it means you'd have to sell about 100 ice cream cones to cover your rent, your labor, your electricity, and some kind of upkeep of the building. The grounds, maybe. Cleaning up the parking lot. So that is a real eye-opener. Man, I'm going to open an ice cream shop. My rent's $500. That's pretty low. My labor's $1,000 a month. Maybe they're part-time. And man, that's not so bad. And then we have electricity's $300 a month. That should be easy. Easy. That should be easy. It's only $2,000 a month. That's not many ice cream cones, is it? Oh boy. It's 2,858 ice cream cones. Now, ask you the question, 2,858 ice cream cones sold in the month of January. How much money did you make? Nothing. If you were to sell 2,859 ice cream cones, how much would you make? 2,859 ice creams sold in the month of January. How much did you make as a small business owner? You made 70 cents. Because it took the first 2,858 to pay all of your expenses. Now I tell students all the time, man, we have to pay attention to these fixed costs. Because I mean, if we could get that down to 1,500, right? We do not want to go cheap on our labor. I just made that number up. But you don't want to go cheap on your labor. You don't want to get a rental property that is in a bad location and only $300 a month, which nobody's going to come to. So there's only, what can we do to reduce fixed costs? That's the question. That's the question. Because, well, we could lower our variable cost per cone, which I'm not sure the customer's going to be thrilled with that. Or we could raise our price to $2, and then if we do that, we're adding an extra 50 cents, so we make $1.30 off of each one. So that would lower our break-even quantity. Notice there's no dollar sign here. This is a quantity. So we have to work on that. Wow. Now, I just heard Robert Irvine, the Restaurant Impossible guy, he's talking about this. After this event is over, all these restaurants that are huge and have all of these fixed costs, man, and those meals, they're priced at $40, and they cost $10 to make. There's $30, but they got a meal, just tons of fixed costs. So as a startup business, try to keep your fixed cost low. Now, on the bright side, I can go over to services, which is the life I lived for 10 years. My fixed costs were zero. They were zero. I didn't have rent. I had labor on occasion. No electricity. I mean, my equipment went into my garage. And then my variable cost, just to put it down, maybe $3, gasoline, garbage bags. If you're a cleaning lady, you might supply some of the cleaning stuff, maybe $3 worth of Lysol and Pledge and things like that to clean up a house. If you're washing a car, you wash cars for a living, you might have the degreasers, which might be more than $3. Buy it wholesale, it's probably not. Per car. Soap, Armor All, degreaser, some detailing agent, polish, and you use the homeowner's water. So, what about pressure washing? Dangerous job. Pressure washing? Man, I've seen people turn that pressure washer on and just write their name in the paint. Got to be careful. But I guess the power washer is run by gasoline, which might be $3. Window washing, you need your Windex, whatever, and your squeegees. So if you're in services, you can get kind of rid of this concept and price your service at say $40, and you make 37. You go home. That's it. Gasoline to get to the place. Yeah. So there you have it. Break-even quantity, extremely important. If you're planning on starting anything with a fixed cost that's significant, you got to run your numbers. And then you got to change your price. Maybe work on your costs. Get that cone down to 20 cents. Get that ice cream down to 40 cents. And then, just, you got to, oh man, this is hard. How many ice cream cones did we sell today? We sold 100. Well, the landlord gets his money, the employee gets their money, The electric company get their money. The lawn service guy comes and cleans the parking lot and blows it all up. He gets his money. What do I get? Nothing. Gotta pay attention to this one. Take notes, watch it again. If this is what you're getting into, you gotta know this, or else it'll be 6 months down the line. You're out of cash. Your credit cards are run up. You're paying your labor with ice cream, and you're destroyed. Very important. So I hope you paid attention, and will watch this as many times as it takes before you get yourself into trouble. My daughter just reminded me to tell you to subscribe, and enjoy your day.